August 6, 1945. Tokyo, 8:30 a.m. Inside Japan's Supreme War Council chambers. The air is thick with cigarette smoke and exhaustion. Maps cover the walls. Okinawa, Kyushu, Honshu. Red pins mark American bombing raids. Black pins mark cities already destroyed. An officer rushes in with a message. It is short, confusing, almost impossible to believe. Hiroshima has suffered catastrophic damage. No one reacts. Japan has heard reports like this before. Tokyo burned. Osaka burned. Nagoya burned. Then another report arrives. And another. Communications with Hiroshima have stopped entirely. No firestorm reports. No requests for aid. No military updates. Just silence. Finally, a senior officer speaks quietly. The city may no longer exist. The room goes still. Hiroshima is not just another target. It is a military headquarters, a logistics hub, and a city of over 300,000 people. Gone? Within hours. Japanese high command will understand something terrifying. This was not an air raid. This was not conventional bombing. This was something new. And once they understand what happened, they will realize the war is no longer theirs to decide. To understand what Japanese leaders said that day, we must understand how they thought. Imperial Japan was built on contradiction. Modern factories, ancient loyalty. Industrial war fought with medieval ideas of honor. By the 1930s, Japan's military dominated the government. Generals and admirals believed compromise was weakness. Diplomacy was delayed. The emperor was sacred. The nation is eternal. Expansion was not a choice. It was destiny. When Japan invaded China, then Southeast Asia, it believed it could force the West to accept a new order. Pearl Harbor was meant to shock America into retreat. Instead, it awakened something unstoppable. By 1944, Japan was losing badly. The Navy was shattered. The Air Force was depleted. Cities burned nightly. But surrender was unthinkable. High command believed one thing could still save Japan. Inflict such horrific losses on the Americans that they would negotiate. Every plan, from kamikaze attacks to civilian militias, was built on that belief. Japan was preparing for a final battle on its home islands. And then Hiroshima happened. In the early years of the war, Japanese leaders spoke with confidence. They believed in discipline, in sacrifice, in spiritual strength over material power. Reports from the front were filtered, failures softened, defeats reframed as temporary setbacks. Even after Midway, even after Guadalcanal, even after the loss of Saipan, inside high command meetings, the language remained rigid. The enemy bleeds more than we do. The decisive battle is coming. The spirit of a nation remains unbroken. Meanwhile, American bombers fill the skies. Tokyo's firebombing in March 1945 killed more people than Hiroshima would. Still, the leadership endured. Fire could be rebuilt from. Cities could burn and be rebuilt. But August 6th was different, because Hiroshima did not burn. It vanished. At first, the Japanese high command was skeptical. One bomb destroying an entire city? Impossible. The Army Ministry insists it must have been propaganda or exaggerated damage reports. A reconnaissance plane is dispatched. Hours later, the pilot returns. His voice shakes as he reports what he saw. No city grid, no landmarks, no smoke columns, just a flat gray scar, and at the center, a blinding white circle. One officer mutters, "This is not warfare. This is annihilation." Scientists are summoned. Physicists examine debris. Radiation burns confuse doctors. Then the word is spoken quietly in a closed room. Atomic. Japan had theorized such a weapon. They never believed it could be built in time. Now it has been used, and Japan had no defense against it. High command debates through the night. Some generals argue Hiroshima changes nothing. One city does not decide a war. Others are silent, because they understand the implication. If America has won, it may have many. As survivors stagger out of Hiroshima, reports reach Tokyo. They are incomplete. fragmented, horrifying, people walking with skin hanging from their arms, children burned black, still alive, hospitals destroyed, doctors dead, no fires, no bomb craters, just bodies. A military doctor describes patients dying days later, their hair falling out, their organs failing. No one understands why. Inside the high command, hardened men who survived decades of war can barely speak. One officer writes in his diary, "This weapon denies all courage. There is no battlefield. There is no honor." For the first time, Japan's leaders confront something unbearable. They cannot protect their people. On August 8th, the Soviet Union declared war on Japan. That night, Japanese leaders still argue. Then, August 9th, Nagasaki, another city destroyed. Now there is no debate. In an emergency meeting, voices break. One general shouts, "Are we to let the entire nation be erased?" Another replies, "If we surrender, the empire ends." And then something unprecedented happens. The emperor intervenes. He listens quietly. Then he speaks. "We must endure the unendurable." For the first time in history, Japan will surrender, not because its armies were destroyed, but because its leaders finally understood. There was nothing left to sacrifice that could change the outcome. On August 15th, 1945, the emperor's voice was broadcast. Many citizens do not understand his words, but they understand the meaning. The war is over. The Japanese high command dissolves quietly. Some officers commit suicide. Others fade into obscurity. Hiroshima and Nagasaki are left poisoned and broken. The survivors, the hibakusha, carry invisible wounds forever. Japan is defeated. America has won, but no one feels victorious. What did the Japanese high command say when they realized Hiroshima was gone? They did not shout. They did not rage. They fell silent, because in that silence, they understood something terrifying. Humanity had crossed a line that could never be uncrossed. The bomb did not just destroy a city. It ended an era where war had limits. Today, the shadows of Hiroshima still exist, in arsenals, in doctrines, in quiet rooms where decisions are made. And the real question is not what Japanese leaders said that day. The question is, have we learned enough to never say those words again? Because the next time a city disappears, there may be no one left to speak at all.